You want to leave the UK, but you don't have a clear route on how you're going to do that. The current mindset and mentality you have, bro, is the exact reason you're still working in construction. Do you even have a date in your head of when you want to leave?
No.
So how are you going to go and ever achieve something if it's not even a definite goal, bro? You're just like, yeah, I want to move. It's just an idea right now. The reason why it's taking you longer than it needs to take to get to your goals, because you're not moving hungry enough, bro. Like you're just chilling. Yes, my boy. How you doing? You good?
Yes, brother, you good?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. How you been? What you been up to today? Work?
Yeah, just been working today, bro. What about yourself?
Normal stuff, bro. Had a couple calls. Boring day. I'm probably gonna go to the gym after this, bro. Normal stuff, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Nice, bro. What you hitting at the gym?
Today's gonna be leg day. You know how it goes, man. Gotta get it done. All right, wicked, bro. Well, yeah, let's jump straight in, man. So, I'll give you a chance to introduce yourself in a second, but what the plan is today, you've been inside the network for a little while now, right? And I really wanna kind of help you break down exactly what the next 60 to 90 days look like for you so you can get to your goals, which is getting onto an online role, making money online, quitting your job and moving abroad. Like, I know it sounds like it's a big step plan, but it's really not that complex. We just need to have a solid roadmap, which is what we're gonna create today, bro. Does that sound good, yeah?
Yeah, man, that sounds good, yeah.
Wicked, man. All right, cool. So where are you kind of at right now? Like, tell me about what's going on in your life, what you're doing for work, why did you join the network, what are you looking to do, what's your goals?
Yeah, man. So at the minute, so I'm 20 years old. I work in like the construction industry doing scaffolding, and I started with the call because I just want to have like time freedom, financial freedom, and just obviously just sort of be my own boss. Not specifically work my own hours, but just have that like sort of remote sort of way of living life, bro. You know?
Yeah, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Looking to get out of construction, move abroad, make money online, that type of stuff, yeah?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Just like yourself.
Love it, bro. All right, man. Let's jump straight in, bro. So what I want to do, I want to kind of create a custom roadmap to yourself as Lennon. So how can you, specific to your current situation, what is the best moves and best steps that you need to take to be able to quit your job, leave construction, build an online income, right? And most importantly, actually go and move abroad. So let's kind of paint a picture so we can really understand where we are at right now, right? So if I kind of just do this and get a sticker out quickly, right? So right now, what does your kind of like Monday to Friday look like, bro? Like tell me about work, tell me about your routine, tell me about everything.
So say for example, Monday, 5 o'clock, I'll wake up, bro. I'll get to the gym for about 5:30.
Yeah.
I'm there anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour. Get home, obviously have some breakfast, go to work, then go to work from about 7:30 to about 4:30. I live quite close to work, so then I'm literally home for like 4:40. Then I'm mainly at the minute I'm just doing like looms, like loom videos, reaching out to different like business owners, offers, and then after that, bro, once I've done a few of them, I'll probably just like lock back in with like the core network side of things in terms of like catching up on like bits of training and stuff. That's my usual typical day, bro. Apart from like Wednesdays, I don't go to the gym, but yeah, bro, that's pretty much how it's looking right now.
Okay, so your kind of life right now, working a full-time job, gym 5:30 in the morning, standard stuff, working 7:30 a.m. until 4:30, back home for 5:15, whatever. That's your Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
What do your weekends look like? What do you kind of do on your weekends, bro?
So my weekends, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. On a Saturday, I don't really where like my body clock's quite early. I don't have a set time to wake up, so I'm up like 6, 7 o'clock anyway, bro. I'll chill for like however long in bed. 20 minutes after I get up, go to the gym again, bro, on a Saturday. Have like a coffee, well, just before obviously going to the gym, have breakfast. Just after, I'll have like a coffee and stuff. Then maybe do like another hour or two of like work with the call. And then just like sort of normal day-to-day stuff, bro. I might go see family, I might get a few things sorted, like shopping, little things like that. And then on a Sunday, bro, I don't go gym. Like Wednesdays and Sundays are like my rest days. Sunday, I sort of like try to do the same again, just get a few things sorted, try like lock in with the core side of things. Yeah, bro.
Okay, bro. So weekends a bit more relaxed, studying, gym, seeing family, that type of stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Wicked. So this is your current life, bro. So your current life is that you're working a full-time job, right? You're working in construction, right? You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
bro,
perfect. You're working in construction, right? And this is kind of where you're at right now. So this is what I'm going to call it Lennon's current reality. Where do you want to be? So I ask this question and people often think it's quite vague, but you have to be specific on where you want to go. So like in a dream world, in the next 6 months, for example, where do you actually want to be? What does your week look like? Think about it for a second and be specific.
I would like to be waking up, for example, let's start on a Monday. I'd like to wake up at about no later than like 7 a.m. Sort of do this, have the same routine, go to the gym, and then come back, bro. And I'd like to be on a set, like obviously row, whether that's dialing or setting. I think for now, I'm pretty sure I'd like to be like setting, bro, and then maybe going into the closer side of sort of things. But looking to do like my goal, really, bro, I'd like to be doing like 20K a month. Like, in all honesty, like I feel like I should have little set goals for the minute whilst I'm not currently on an offer, though I'm working towards being on that offer. But I feel like why can't I in the next 6 to 12 months be doing 20K a month?
Okay, cool. So your 6 month goal, let's call it 6 month goal, all right? 6 month goal, like you said, is to be making 20K a month, working out. Where are you living, bro? We haven't spoke about that. What's your lifestyle like?
I live by myself. Well, no, I live with my partner, but yeah, so just me and my partner live in like flat/house, but it's more like a house to be honest. But
Where
yeah, living.
where do you want to live in your dream reality? So the version of you that's making 20 grand a month in a high ticket sales role, waking up at 7 a.m., you're probably not living in the same place. So where do you want to live, bro?
Bro, this just literally comes from sort of watching your sort of content. Bro, I'd like to try like a few different places obviously and see what works best for me. But bro, I do quite like the look of like Thailand and Brazil and stuff, you know? Maybe like somewhere else in America.
So just basically Southeast Asia or South America, yeah? So let's look at that. So your current situation right now, you're working a full-time job, you're in construction, waking up at 5 a.m., Monday to Friday working, finish at 5 basically, gym, studying, network, see family on the weekends. Your desired role, where you want to be is waking up 7 a.m. without an alarm, high ticket sales role that's taking up the majority of your day, morning workouts, probably on a beach or somewhere in a tropical place or terrain. You're gonna be making 5 figures per month, and that is your goal to reach within the next 6 months by April next year. And you want to be living in South America or Southeast Asia. So let's break that down into 3 different goals, because if that's the goal, right, if that's the kind of target, so if I go here, right, and I just literally press target, that's the target of where you want to be. That's like the this is the kind of route that I'm looking to go down, yeah? So you have to look at your life, bro. This is what I did. When I first started out, and I was kind of over here, so I was what I like to call Wajavelli. Like, I'll even go and get pictures of myself, right? So Wajavelli, as you know already, was me when I was working my 9 to 5 job. Where is he? There we go, Wajavelli. Me when I was working my 9 to 5 job, right? And I was stuck, feeling trapped in my 9 to 5, had a manager I didn't like, none of that type of stuff. I was just like you, and I was thinking, how can I get to the point in my life where I want to be? How can I get to, you know, being over here, Mr. Travelpreneur? Right? Because it's a journey. And one thing that we need to do, bro, in order for us to get you, or in order for you to get yourself to where you want to be, bro, you have to focus on the middle part. That's where so many people get lost. You want to make 20 grand a month, but you don't have a clear route on how to do that. You want to leave the UK, but you don't have a clear route on how you're going to do that. You want to be in a full-time high-ticket sales role and leave construction, but you don't have a roadmap or route to actually go and do that. Like, obviously you have the access to the network and you do have your own roadmap, but what I'm saying is one specific to you that you look at clear as day, and you know exactly, this is what I need to do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, exactly to take a step to get all the way down here, which is where you want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%, bro. That would be like... Cool. Good, bro. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So let's do this, bro. So based on your current situation, right, and you're working a full-time job. So this is like my version of where you're at. Working a full-time job. You want to be full-time, living abroad, making money online, all of that type of good stuff, right? We need to break this down into different categories. The reason why we need to break it down into different categories, bro, is because so many people think, oh, I just want to go and move abroad. And they just think that as soon as they get into a online offer or they're making their money online, they're just going to immediately click their fingers and they're going to be in Thailand with a 5-year DTV visa. It doesn't work like that. You need to split it into 3 different sections. The first kind of pillar, so these are like 3 different pillars that's going to allow you to go and move abroad and get to where you want to be, which is the desired reality over here. 3 different pillars to relocating, scaling online income. The 3 different pillars for you to be able to do that, bro. First is the relocation pillar. So you said that you have a missus, or a partner, should I say?
Yeah.
If you want to relocate, how does that affect your other half or your partner? How's that going to come into play with maybe you might help out the family, maybe you might have a dog, maybe you might have a lease on this home/flat that you have. How does that actually look like for you to be able to go and relocate your whole life living abroad? You're 20 years old, right? You want to go and live a new life abroad, but as someone who's done it, it's not just as easy as you booking a Jet2 holiday flight, do you know what I'm saying, and just fucking off to Bangkok, bro. You have to plan correctly to make sure that you're able to stay. So the first pillar is the relocation pillar. The next pillar is the financial pillar. So cool, you're saying that you're applying to roles in that every day. We're going to talk about this in a second. What has your actual inputs been in order for you to get abroad? So many people focus on, how much money do I have? How much money do I have saved up, which is going to allow me to go and move abroad? But we both know, and you know better than that from being in my network, it's not about how much you have saved. It's about how much money are you making. So this really is the most important pillar that you need to solve, which is getting yourself onto an online offer so you can increase your income and have an actual buffer to allow you to go and move abroad. Does that make sense? Financial pillar is so important, and it's something that always gets overlooked by people, but it's the most important pillar of them all. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, man.
Wicked. The final pillar out of them three is the mindset pillar. And I don't want to talk about, wishy-washy mindset bollocks and meditation and all that nonsense, but genuinely, bro, like, as someone who's done it, right? Let's just bring up these two pictures of me. Forget you for a second. Let's talk about myself. As someone who's moved abroad, I will tell you firsthand, G, that in order for you to move abroad, if you want to become like the person on the right, living abroad, making money online, 5-figure months, freedom, no boss, all of that type of good stuff, you need to really delete the mindset that you currently have right now. Because this is where you're at right now. You're working a 9-to-5 job, you're in construction, you don't even understand the mindset that you have for the most part is holding you back from getting to living this type of lifestyle over here, which is where you want to be. Does that make sense? Like all of the thoughts that you have, your routine, which you might think, I'm putting in work just because you feel busy or productive in your job, is not stuff that's congruent, that's going to allow you to get over here, to live in this type of lifestyle, bro. What I talked to a lot of you boys about, and I literally did a session yesterday that you're going to rewatch, right? And it's called The 3 Pillars of Consciousness, right? Or the 3 mental planes, something like that, right? And I talk about how in order for you to go from here, bro, which is where you are now, to live in the life of someone who's over here, you need to take on the mindset of this person now. You need to start thinking like this person would, even though you're still in construction, bro. So even though you're still waking up, let's look at your routine. You're waking up at 5:30 in the morning. You don't get to work until 7:30 in the morning. You're going gym, which is an hour. But why we're not studying for an hour? Why is the priority in that first hour or two when we wake up not actually applying for roles? Why are we not putting that as the ultimate priority at the start of the day rather than towards the end of the day when we get back from work and we're tired, or on the weekend when only then you want to go and catch up on calls, bro? We don't even realize that the current mindset and mentality you have, bro, is the exact reason you're still working in construction, G. Does that make sense? Because you're putting off the actual hard task that's going to move the needle in your life, aka build this pillar for financials. We're putting that off until the end. We want to wait till we get home after we've already spent 8 hours on the job to come back and apply to 3 or 4 roles, or send out a loom, or go and rewatch a call, or ask some questions, bro. But that mentality is the mentality that has allowed you to stay here, but you don't want to stay here. You want to get over here, bro. So you need to start moving different and acting different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, bro. Yeah, 100%.
What's your thoughts on that?
Nah, 100%, bro. Like, obviously, you said the financial sort of pillar is like your main sort of needle that'll take you to that sort of place where you want to be in it. It is, bro, innit? Like, we both know, and obviously me from being in your network and just obviously people watching your content in general, bro. Like, you can't move abroad and do whatever else if the income's not there. But it's just, and that's what I need to be hitting, obviously, first thing in the morning, instead of working 8 to 9 hour days at work and then coming back doing a few looms when I could in fact be doing both and still trying to fit gym in and around that. But yeah, I agree, bro.
So let's talk about it. So you wake up at 5:30. What time do you leave the house to go to the gym?
So I'll wake up at 5, bro, and I'll leave to go to the gym at about anywhere from about 5:20.
Cool. You'll get to the gym for what, 6?
Nah, bro, literally 10 minutes, but it takes me 5 minutes, bro. I'll get to the gym for like 5:30.
Cool. You get to the gym for 5:30, bro. Perfect. You're in a gym till when? 6:30, changing in. What's your gym? What's that looking like?
Bro, 6:30 max. To be honest, like where I do like 40 minutes to an hour, sometimes I'm back home for like 6:30 something like most days. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Back home for 6:30, and then you got an hour to eat, change, and then you go into work and get to the office at 7:30.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, cool. So if it was me, bro, how many days you go in gym in a week? 6 days, 5 days?
5 days.
So if it was me, bro, right?
Yeah.
Let's really look at these. These are the pillars that you're contending within your life, bro. These are the
Yeah.
pillars in your life that is gonna have the most amount of impact over when you'll be able to quit, when you'll be able to get onto a role and make money online, and when you'll be able to go and move abroad. These three pillars here, until you've completed any one and either moved abroad, landed a role, right, or quit your job, this is the main priority in your life. This right now is your A plus problem. Your A plus
Yeah.
problem in your life, bro, is not working out because we're pretty much similar because you're inside my network. All of us already work out. That's a standard. We wake up the same way we fucking shit. We go to the gym, bro. It's normal. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I
Yeah,
am
I get-
saying is that is not your A plus problem in your life right now, bro. Your A plus problem is doing the dog work and getting yourself onto a role. Getting yourself onto a way to make money online 100%. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So if it was
100%.
me, this is what I would be doing, bro. This is what I believe you should be doing. 5 a.m. wake ups, gym,
Yep.
quick gym session. Even forget the gym first thing in the morning. Gym session should really just be a walk, bro. Morning walk, right? Get your mind fresh, go for a little, get a little bit of sunshine, whatever. Come back, you're in the house now from like maybe 5:30 or 6 a.m. and you've got 90 minutes, right? Study, not even study, 90 minutes job, 90 minutes HTS applying for
Yeah.
roles. That's what I would be doing, bro. In them 90 minutes, I'd be applying for every single role that comes in. Inside the network, you know that we have 60 roles get sent in a month, bro. You know this. We have 15 roles that get sent every single week. There's more than enough roles for you right now, bro, to be applying to every single one, right?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd be applying to every single offer that has come through that week, every single morning, bro. And I'd also be looking at other people inside my network now who are applying and have landed a role. What have they done that you haven't? I'd be going over their Loom videos, their outreach videos, and seeing what are they doing that I'm not doing. And on top of that, I'd also be spending part of that time studying and rewatching back calls that you might not be able to join when you're on your lunch break, for example, when our calls are at either 1 or 6 p.m, bro. That is your A plus problem, bro. What have you been doing like so far in terms of like roles? You say studying, but what does that mean, bro? What are you doing?
So I'd obviously get back from work. I'd be applying for roles in terms of like sending Loom videos and stuff. And then after that, bro, in terms of like when I'm going on about the call, just mainly like catching up with like sort of all of like Abhishek's videos and so, like some of your like abroad content sort of videos, things like that, bro.
So
Yeah.
in terms of roles, how many roles have you applied for this week, bro?
I've applied for what days it says? It's Thursday. I've applied for probably about 10 this week, bro. I've actually got an interview later. I've got an interview at 10 p.m. UK time.
You got it today?
Yeah, today, bro. Literally. So it's 7 p.m. It's 7:30, like my time right now. I've got one at 10 p.m.
So you're gonna get on that role easy, bro. What you need to understand, bro, yeah, is that this is your A plus problem right now, getting yourself onto a role. Because not only is it about applying for these roles, cool, you're gonna go and apply for a role which is normal, whatever, but like going over your actual applications, have you actually spent time looking at your looms versus Saki's loom versus Jamie's loom versus Nathan's loom, for example, and seen the difference in theirs compared to yours, bro? Have you done that?
I've compared a little bit with like mine and Saki's and stuff, but to be honest, like none of the other lads. I obviously go back over my looms and see how I could have done certain things better and whatnot. But yeah, bro, and I obviously like write down certain like offers that I've been on, just so I know like when I get emails back and stuff off them, I know what's what and I know about their business, like ticket prices.
I love it. Yeah, bro. And also, I'd be asking for feedback. So for all of the roles that you applied to, the ones that do get back to you and let you know you haven't got it, I'd also be asking them for feedback. Can you let me know why I wasn't shortlisted? What did I do wrong? What can I improve on, bro? Or even if you was to, spend 60 minutes in the morning, for example, just doing role play, right? Or just rewatching a past call, a past sales call, or rewatching a past group call and making notes and then coming to me that morning with like a list of 4 different questions that you would have got from what you just went over and learned, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, bro, like you've been here, right, inside the network, right? You have access to myself, me, all these other people inside the network, all the boys, everyone, right? You have to ask yourself, how much are you really squeezing this access to the network that you have? Are you coming in, rewatching the calls that you might not be able to join, not asking anyone any questions, not asking me any questions, going about it and just being in silence, bro? But you're in the network for a reason, bro. So for you to come into a network and try and be a lone wolf, it doesn't make no sense, bro. And I feel like if we be honest, I feel like right now, you messaged Cool last week or the other week and said, yeah, I'm back on it. But even you being back on it, you're not really back on it, bro. I haven't really seen you too active. I don't know how much connection calls you've been getting on, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like you're not really putting in 100 right now, bro. You can be honest and let me know if you disagree.
Yeah, bro, 100%. I do agree with you. Obviously, like, I've been doing like role plays and stuff with Reese. To be fair, we've been getting quite a few in. I do need to hop on more connection calls and stuff because I've spoke to a number of the lads, but like not all of them, obviously individually. But yeah, in terms of just like even little things like this, like the 3 pillars you've sort of marked out, not like now I can obviously have a bit more of a clear sort of roadmap and I can put more time and like there's more effort into it, bro. But yeah, I agree.
What does your friendship circle look like, bro?
To be honest, obviously, where I just go work and I come back, I don't really get to see my friends that go. I hang around with like, I don't hang around, but like I see my little brother and my big brother a lot. Obviously, they just both do their own thing. My little brother's starting work. Don't really see my friends that go, bro. Like obviously, people at work, they're a lot different to me. Like the fucking sort of, sorry about my language, like your typical sort of like scaffolders, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's who I'm basically around all day long, and I like they're not bad, bro, but like a few, yeah. So apart from that, though, bro, it's just me myself, and then obviously I live with my missus. But
you need to make a bigger effort, bro, to get on more connection calls with people doing the things that you want to be doing. Like, again,
yeah,
you've got the network, bro. Like, gee, you're getting on calls with Reese, which is sick, but that's one person out of like 30, 40, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Even if it's
yeah,
just 10, 1 out of 10, bro, yeah? If you're not actively having a network of people who are doing the things you want to be doing, none of your boys who you work with are making money online. None of them are trying to leave their job. None of them are trying to, quit working in the scaffolding industry and actually put in the work to get out of it in the next 3 to 6 months, bro. You need to get around people who are. Because this is really, these pillars really, bro, are all really interlinked. But it's like this, really. If I'm being honest with you, it's not even like all 3 of them in the same line. It's like this, bro. First, it goes mindset as always, as we both know, bro. Then it goes down to the rest of it. Because if you're not getting around the right people, bro, you're not getting motivated, you're not getting ideas. People aren't calling you out on your bullshit because you're only chilling out with the scaffolding boys or seeing your brothers, which is just family talk. It's not really business or progressive stuff. Who's going to really push you to actually set a date for you when you want to leave your job? Do you even have a date set for when you're going to hand in your resignation? Do you even have a date of when you need to be making an extra $2,000 a month to allow you to go and quit your job, bro? This is what you're going to get by tapping more into the network, bro, so they can help push their mindset over to you. It sounds like right now you're talking to one person, but one person's not enough, bro. Every week, if that was me, you come back home from work at 4:30, bro. You're up to about, 10, 11. So that's another 6. That's a whole nother shift, 6 hours, bro. Every single day I'd be looking to get on at least one call. A 20-minute call, talk to Reese, catch up. What has he done? What inputs has he done? Talk to Saki, talk to Rashid, talk to Jamie, talk to all these boys. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would be doing. You need to create your own new network of people, bro. And you have access. You're just not squeezing and using it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I do 100% agree. Well, I haven't got, obviously, that physical sort of like, I ain't got the physical community, but I've got this community, which is more than enough. Do you know what I mean? To be hopping on calls every day and getting stuff done. Like, yeah, I agree, bro. 100%.
Let's talk relocation, bro. So you want to go and move abroad, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you even have a date in your head of when you want to leave?
No.
So how are you going to go and ever achieve something if it's not even a definite goal, bro? You're just like, yeah, I want to move. It's just an idea right now. It's just an idea. You're flirting with it, bro. You don't want to really move.
No, I agree. No, 100% agree.
So we need to set a date, bro. We're going to set a date now, G. I'm being 100% serious with you of when you are going to relocate and leave the UK. Because, again, I'm not pressuring you to leave. But if your goal is to leave the UK because you want a new life, bro, you need to make it serious. You need to bring it in and make it tangible into reality for it to come. For me, again, when I was over here, right, where is he? Wajavelli, and I was over here working my 9-to-5 job, I set myself a date. In the year 2023, end of the year, I literally said, I'm not going to spend my 22nd birthday in the UK, bro. And I moved to Thailand a month before I turned 22 because I set a goal. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore. I'm taking a leap. I'm going to do it, bro. And until you do that, you're never going to make your dreams become an actual reality, bro. Because you're just in the day to day right now. Like, you do realize that you're working in construction, you want to leave, you're just mad comfortable being uncomfortable. You waking up, going gym, coming back from work, doing a little bit of stuff, but not doing 100%, is just you getting comfortable in being slightly uncomfortable. Does that make sense? You're doing a bit
Yeah.
more, but you're at a little stage. You're in an awkward place between a rock and a hard place. You're a bit comfortable, bro. But like, G, you need to like keep pushing yourself and set a due date. I'm going to leave the UK in 4 months' time. By that time, I'm gonna be making minimum 3K a month online. I would have handed in my resignation. I would have already booked my first accommodation in Thailand or Brazil, and tickets would have been booked with me and the missus, and I would have rented out my flat. So when do you want to do that?
Bro, I'd like to say in 6 months' time, I'd like to have a solid role which is bringing me in more than enough so that I have no excuses that I can't go, bro. Do you know what I mean?
What's more than enough? What's your number? You're not, this is what I'm saying, bro, yeah? And I'm not here to
Yeah.
lecture you, but just talking real with you, bro, yeah? The reason
Yeah.
why it's taking you longer than it needs to take to get to your goals, because you're not moving hungry enough, bro. Like, you're just chilling. You're like, yeah, I want to do it. I've applied for a role, might get an interview, might not. I'm going to go into work tomorrow, fuck it. Like, gee, like, this needs to be like,
Right.
oh, I'm doing this, bro. This is the day. This is how much I need to make. Like, you need to bring this stuff into life, bro. You haven't done that yet, and that's why you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not where you want to be, bro. So
Yeah, bro.
go on.
I'd like to be making 5K a month at least, you know? Like, before I leave.
I love that. 5K a month, 6 months, April 2026. Right, 5K a month minimum, 6 months, April 2026. Right.
Yeah, man.
Love that. So now we have our actual pillar. Set a date, bro. Be specific. What date specifically?
Let's say 6 months from today, bro. What's the date today? 30th?
30th of April, yeah?
30th of April, bro. Yeah, 30th of April.
So by the 30th of April, you want to be making 5K a month, and you want to already have left.
Scaffolding, bro, yeah. 30th of April. Oh, yeah, in the UK. 30th of April, 20.
I love that, bro. Now we're making the dream a reality, bro. Like, this is what it actually takes, G. Like, you have to have a finish line, bro. Because until you see that everyday time's ticking, bro, you're just not really gonna like be as hungry as you should be, bro. Right?
No.
What will get you to your goal quicker is by knowing that the goals it's running out. Time's running out. One day's gone, 1 week's gone. I'm getting closer to my goal. Where am I? What am I doing? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's the overall goal. 6 months, 30th of April, 2026, 5K per month. Quit scaffolding job and leave the UK. So let me ask you this question, yeah? Based off where you are now, yeah? Based on everything that Lennon is doing now in your life, bro, what do you need to do differently in order to get to where you want to be?
I feel like what you said earlier, bro, just like these early mornings and stuff, and obviously when I get back from work, putting in like a whole nother shift instead of obviously I know everyone's got things to do and stuff after work, but instead of just doing like a few Loom videos and stuff and like watching a bit of content and sort of calling it a night at a certain time, I don't know, bro, just like keep applying more and more for like roles that are just, even if I've got to like keep scrolling up in a chat, bro, do you know what I mean? Or even, and obviously the early mornings, quick gym session, because it's not far, bro. Getting back and just putting most of my, some mornings, obviously, I don't have to go to the gym and just wake up and putting in that 90 minutes before work or something, do you know what I mean? I feel like that's what it would take, bro, and honestly, in order to get out of here in 6 months' time, you know?
Bro, it's like, I've done it, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jamie's done it. James has done it. Joe's done it. So many people inside the network by this point in time have quit their job, gotten on our role, making money online, fucked off, moved abroad, bro. Like, it's actually doable. It's really just a question of how badly do you want it, bro. Like, I'll just be all the way honest. It's really, that's just it. How badly do you actually want to do it? Because there's people right now who are already lapping you and ahead of you who have less than you because they're just more hungry than you and they want it more, bro. What you've just explained to me, your current reality, your current lifestyle, your current routine doesn't scream anything to me, or it doesn't indicate that you want to actually move abroad. It just looks just very average, just normal shit, bro. Just doing a normal working, gym and that. That's about it, bro. See family and that. Like, where is the inputs that are going to get you to relocation? Do you know what I'm saying? For me, when I was here again, I'll talk about myself. When I was on my way out to moving abroad, bro, quit smoking weed. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day myself, go to the gym, come back from the gym, and I'd start work at 9 a.m. I'd be back from the gym at 6:30. I'd spend 2.5 hours building my first business, bro, every single day from home, Monday to Friday when I could work from home, just so I could get ahead, so I could be able to start making some money so I could go and move abroad, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you looked at my inputs back then, you could be like, yeah, bro, he's definitely gonna, in the next 6 months, you could just already tell that my reality would be changing, bro, based off the inputs I was doing every single day. And right now, your inputs are above average just by a little bit, bro, but they're still fucking average by my mark, by the network's mark, bro, because we're not here to be fucking average, G. You didn't join here just to do the same shit, go construction, go gym, and act like you've had a hard day's graft, bro. That's normal, bro. That's average shit, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to be average, bro. So you can't be doing average, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you, bro, 100%. Everything you're saying is fucking on the dot, 100%.
So the last thing I want to talk to you about, right, is this actual relocation pillar. So what does that mean? So you need to have an actual guideline of where do you want to go based on your situation. You and the missus want to relocate somewhere. Do you want to go and travel, or do you want to go somewhere straight away to live?
To be honest, like, it was sort of planned end of this year or next year we'd go travel. And then obviously after that, I'd like to just relocate somewhere, maybe out of the places where I went traveling, just see wherever I looked best, like, to be honest. But I would like to get out of the UK, to be honest with you.
One thing again from advice, bro,
Yeah.
is that really sit down, you know, speak with your missus, for example, what do you actually want to do over the next, 1 to 2 years? Because you might go out with the intention of traveling, get to your first country, love it so much and decide to stay there, which is fine, but start from the end, plan ahead. I can see that if we're going to leave the UK, we're really going to move and relocate abroad and move out of the UK. So therefore, this is how we need to move. This is how we should maneuver ourselves. This is how we should set things up to make sure we don't have to go back. Does that make sense? You should really think to yourself and ask yourself, what is my goal? For example, you might decide in 6 months' time to make 5K a month in 6 months, bro, it's easy, bro. Literally baby food, You might decide, right, that by that 6 months, you're making 10 grand a month. You actually don't just want to travel. You want to go and set yourself up in Dubai, for example, and get your first property in, I don't know, Southeast Asia, buy some land in Thailand or some shit. Like, it's all very possible. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's obviously going to be based around how much money that you're going to be making as the breadwinner, because I'm assuming your missus ain't going to get a closing role. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So you need to sit down, right? Now, you can do this off the school, which is cool, but generally ask yourself, like, what do I see myself doing over the next 2 years? A year even. I'm not asking you to know your whole life plan for 10 years time. But like me, this year, I left Thailand and I was just traveling for the past 7 months, as you've seen. You've seen me go to Brazil, to Miami, to the Caribbean, Portugal, Vietnam, wherever, bro. And now I've said, okay, this chapter, I'm here, I'm staying here. I'm not moving again, I'm not leaving. I'm here in Brazil now. So depending on what your actual goal is and where you're trying to relocate, this will allow you to set your goals differently depending on what you're trying, what type of lifestyle you want to have. Every single lifestyle is possible, bro. You can travel the world with your missus making 4 grand a month. It'll be difficult. I would not recommend it, but you can do it. Or you can say, you know what, I want to go to somewhere where my missus will like it, hot tropical country, but I can also scale and focus on my online income. Let's go to Bali. Let's go to Koh Samui. And then before you know it, you're meeting people, you're making 12 grand a month, you're only spending 2 grand a month, you're able to save and invest 10 grand a month, everyone's laughing, bro.
100%, bro. I agree with everything that you've just said. Obviously, I haven't really watched, obviously I'm always watching your content, but I haven't really watched the cool side of things of you going traveling and speaking about the traveling side of stuff. Just a quick question, bro. How much would you say is a comfortable amount to say move to Thailand or even Brazil where you are right now?
Yeah, bro, great question. Like I said, bro, fuck savings, bro. Don't look at your savings. I'm not going to tell you, you need to have this amount. I'd say it's different, I'd say, I made a video on this as well. To move to Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Vietnam, that shit's cheap as chips, bro. Like, you can relocate to Thailand and Southeast Asia for the most part. Thailand, Vietnam, Bali, probably making about 2.5 grand a month, bro. You can have like a nice upper middle class lifestyle, bro. You can probably get yourself a nice villa in like Koh Samui, rent a moped, 125cc, food's gonna cost you like £200 a week, like laughing, bro. Making £3 a month online, you can live most places in Asia, bro. For South America, again, this is subjective, it depends on your lifestyle, right? Me coming to Brazil is like 20 to 30% more expensive than Thailand. It's not cheap as chips, but it is still obviously more affordable than the UK. I did a weekly food shop yesterday, it cost me £56 for the week. I just got bare steak, bare beef, eggs, whatever. I'd say to move to Brazil, in Rio where I'm at, I can only speak about Rio, probably need to be making about £4 a month, I'd say here. To live a good life, because you know rent is a bit more. Like my place I'm staying in now is about £1,500 a month, compared to when I was in Thailand or in Vietnam. My condo was like £400, £500. Do you know what I mean? But the quality is better here as well. So I'd say about £4 a month, bro.
Yeah, nice, bro. I appreciate you like sharing that with me, and obviously it's just interesting, bro. You know?
Yeah, bro. Can always make it happen, man. But yeah, that's what I wanted to go over with you today, bro. And the main thing for you is...
I appreciate this a lot, bro, honestly, like, giving me a bit more of a clear roadmap. Obviously, like you said, like, I've got the call, fucking, like, it's a really good place to be, bro. But, obviously, this just makes it that much, like, a bit more clear, do you know what I mean?
Of course, bro. 110%, man. So yeah, this is for you. Keep this, use this, do what you got to do, bro. I wanted you to just understand that this is your real roadmap that you need to follow, right? Don't look at it like, oh, my goal is just to go and move abroad and get into high ticket sales. Split it into specific pillars. Your relocation tier. Where can you actually afford to live? Where do you want to go and live, and how much is it going to cost you based off what I just said? Financial pillar. What inputs do I need to do to get myself onto these offers, and how do I transition out of my 9-to-5 job? And then the mindset pillar. How do I need to start thinking? Who do I need to, surround myself around in order to really bring this new desired reality or desired lifestyle into my reality, bro? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, bro.
Wicked, bro. Well, by the end of the call, like I said, G, a word to the wise is sufficient. This is the date. This is going to be on YouTube. This is the date. 30th of April 2026. G, shit's getting real. I hope your hands are fucking sweating, G. It's time to put in the work, yeah? And this is the goal, bro, yeah?
100%, bro. Let's go.
Let's fucking get it, bro. Alright then, man. And that's all from me. I'll see you in the next call tomorrow, my boy, yeah?
Take care, bro.
Got you, bro. Later.